Hello everyone, welcome to Moon Mage. This is tarot messages based on the full moon that's happening in Leo. This is a rather dramatic full moon happening in Leo. It is pick a card message, so I always tell everybody to look at the thumbnail and look at which moon is speaking to you, and that'll be the messages surrounding this, the energy that's showing up for you at the time of this full moon. I am going to go into a little bit about what this full moon is about. If you're not interested in that, that's completely fine. You can go down into the description box and click on whichever message you chose and go ahead and just listen to the reading. But for those of you that are interested, I'm going to talk a little bit about this full moon. It is loud and dramatic. There's a lot of positive things within the full moon in Leo, but there's also some hard things. So it's a big intensification around our need for real authenticity and the feeling and desire for freedom. This is something that's really going to be highlighted under this full moon. And then there is this tension that comes with this between our need to express our individuality on our own terms and our desire for acceptance and belonging with the people that we keep company with our family, our friends, our co-workers, our community. So there's like a push-pull energy with it that can be really difficult to navigate if we're not careful, if we don't find balance in all this heightened, dramatic, fiery energy. It creates some friction with our personal need and our personal needs and expectations with the groups that we find ourselves associating with, right? It's like we really want this. We really want to harness and navigate this feeling and desire, this strong inclination to move forward for freedom, to do life on our own terms, in our own way, and we should follow that. But we have this pull back with the expectations of the company we keep and the friends that we have, and the communities that we're a part of. Like this feeling of, I don't want to disappoint these people. I don't know that I can meet their expectations of what they expect from me, and I don't know that I should be anymore, but still wanting to be a part of these things, these communities and these groups. It's really tough. So we have to be really mindful of that energy and try to find our balance within it and breathe through it to figure out how we can be a part of something, but still stand on our own 2 feet autonomously and go after what it is that we want. There's a lot of inspiring energy that comes with this, where we're more inspired to make decisions that help us feel free from stagnation, and we're going to find ourselves wanting to explore life a lot more, and desires and inspiration. A lot more inspiration could be coming through at this time. This whole full moon energy brings a lot of contrast, change, endings, so that new beginnings can come. Also some surprises, unexpected things. So we could be mindful of that too, because they're not always going to be beautiful, unexpected things, though they could be. They could also be hard things that come up that we weren't anticipating. There's a lot going on here. I would say that the key words for this full moon are like loud and dramatic, inspiring, illuminating, as all full moons are, but extra around this full moon. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I should have said that I am nursing a cold right now. So if I'm coughing or sneezing, I apologize. There's not much I can do about it. I'm at the tail end of it. So hopefully it won't be too bad during this reading. But yes, this full moon in Leo is all about being heart-centered and following our own heart, but not burning bridges as we do it. Not hurting those that we love and care about, but also trying to find a way to move through their expectations without losing ourselves. There's a big call for balance in this, and I'm not going to lie to anybody watching this part of the video. It will be hard. It's going to be tricky, because that feeling, that desire, that burning energy that's lighting us up from within is so strong that it can cause us to come from a very fiery, passionate place and forget all others that really do matter to us. So something that we just have to be mindful of. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. Give yourself a moment again to look at the thumbnail, look at the moons, and I'm going to get started here with message number 1. Hello, message 1. So let's have a look and see what the main overarching energies that may be showing up for you that you might have to navigate at the time of this full moon in and around it. Ooh, I like this. Last quarter moon in Taurus. Be proud of yourself. So where are you allowed to let yourself shine? This is the perfect energy to do just that, to allow yourself to be seen, to stand up boldly in the light and be like, look what I did. I am proud of myself. So something to keep in mind, don't dim your light for anybody under any circumstance. Right? Because I feel like it's interesting because it's that last quarter moon in Taurus. Taurus energy is the things that we create. So it definitely has this feeling for me, this vibe that you've done something really spectacular. You've created something really good, and maybe you're not even giving yourself enough credit for it, but you should be. Okay. Okay, moonlit. Embrace uncertainty. So it's sort of like being open to the unknown, and allowing yourself to feel excited about it rather than fearful. I'm really sorry, guys. I am nursing a cold. I said this in my intro. I'm doing my best to not cough my brains out, but it might happen. Embrace uncertainty. Where can you be open to new things, new beginnings? Because this energy is great for being a catalyst for that, especially if it's off the heels of you having done something really wonderful, having made a hard decision, having just created something really amazing that you should be entirely proud of. It's sort of like if you stay in that energy, you're going to be open to more. So embracing uncertainty would be a really good idea for you at this time, as in just be open to new things, new ways, new opportunities, even if it scares you a little bit, right? Because this isn't the challenge position. And I like it because it's like showing you the pathway forward. It's a little dark in there. I'm going to grab this again, actually. It's a little dark, right? Don't be afraid of that darkness, of that unknown energy, essentially. Okay, exalted moon, self-regulation. Okay. This would have been a really good way for me to explain what we're going to really need in the full moon under the full moon energy of Leo is self-regulation, because there's so much going on, dramatics, loud, inspired energy within us, and it's hard to regulate it. And I feel like this is a message for you, group 1 that chose this message. Really trying to find your footing and stay centered and grounded in it. Also, we've got that Taurus bull there, right? So a lot about Taurus energy, which is, very connected to the things that we build: finances, stability, security, beauty, being strong, being very grounded and earthbound, earth-centered, present. So there's something to that. Where might you need more self-regulation? Could it be connected to this idea of uncertainty? I've done this beautiful thing, and now maybe it's opened you up to having to be more responsible for something because you've created something and now you have to do more with it. And absolutely, that would bring about a bit of fear. But I feel like the message here is no, it's going to open you up to even more. Stay centered, regulate your emotions, be as grounded as you can, because we want to bring, as in the universe and spirit, want to bring more to you. Like, it's like you've done a good job, recognize that, and this is just the beginning of more good things to come. Let's pull some cards. All right. Okay, we've got third chakra, Archangel Shamuel, which is our solar plexus, which is our center of power. Feeling not embracing uncertainty, feeling disempowered some way. It's that self-regulation energy that's showing up for you that you need. I think there's some sort of anxiety tied to whatever this thing is that you've done, created, tested, started, decision you made. That's fair. That's to be understood, but don't allow yourself to lose your power in this situation. If anything, I feel like the message is this should be bolstering your power, and it's reversed. So yeah, it's time to get into your power, stand in your power, in your strength. Excuse me. I'm really sorry, guys, for all this coughing. Appreciation. Okay. In reverse. So a need to stay in gratitude. It almost feels like this appreciation is for yourself, what you do, what you bring to the table, owning your power, your strength, your autonomy, your creative being, who you are. And it's in the reverse. And it's interesting because I almost feel like it's weird. There's this background noise in my mind, this message from spirit, be like, why? Why would they not appreciate themselves? They have so much that they offer, that they bring to situations, to people. And it's time for them to embrace these things. And I really feel like this message is for you personally, rather than showing appreciation to others. Now, absolutely, is this a general read? Some of you may need to step back a bit and look at those that helped you along the way. But I feel like for more of you, it's a message for you to appreciate yourself. The thinking man, okay? Central to be proud of yourself. And it feels like because there's more cultivating energy, more creation here, more decisions to be made, right? He's really in contemplation mode. He's looking at this crystal and he's thinking, okay, where do I go from here? What's next? How can I embrace uncertainty in my power with appreciation for myself and what it is that I do and bring to the table, and bring more of this out? Make something even bigger, even better, better decisions for myself moving forward, because now I know I can trust myself. Because I feel like that's a thing also for some of my message one choosers, not necessarily always trusting yourself to get it right. And I feel like you are. I feel like you are. You're doing all the things. It's happening. But it looks to me like there's a big message of, yes, take the time for self-appreciation, to regulate your energy, your emotions, get really centered, stand back in that power, be grounded, because there's more thinking to do, there's more decisions to be made, and it does require you to embrace the unknown and kind of go for it, that go for it energy, even if you can't see how it's all going to turn out. There's a real strong energy here of spirit's got your back, and trust that. Ooh, angel of love. Angel of love. This feels like self-love, but it also could mean that for some of you, through all these things that you've been doing, creating, and hard decisions that maybe some of you had to make, it could even be that you had to decide to walk away from a previous relationship so that you can move towards something that's you deserve, that's better for you, that you're more deserving of. I hope that makes sense. Angel love, but I feel like this is more about you personally. Self-love. Loving yourself fully and wholly. It almost feels like, too, for some of you, like it's about time. And I don't mean that in a rude, judgy way, but it's about time you showed love for yourself and started appreciating yourself. Because we are so much more connected and open to other people, situations, new things when we are in our center, in our power, and in an energy of, I love myself. I love myself enough to trust myself to do this thing, to walk away from things that don't serve me, or people, or situations, to say I can do this even if I can't see how. It's like that. There's a really strong energy here of that from our message one choosers. All tied up. I love that. Coming out of this energy, no longer feeling all tied down and unregulated and emotionally all over the place. And it feels like anxiety, like frustration and anxiety, worry. Did I do the right thing? Did I make the right choice? Should I really be proud of myself for having done this hard thing? It feels like decisions, making this hard decision to finally move away from something or towards something. I do think that because this is general, some of you did create something that you should really be proud of, and maybe you're thinking it's just this little nothing thing, but it really is going to lead to bigger, better things. But I think for more of you, it's hard decisions that you had to make. And I love this, right? You're coming into this energy of self-love, open up the gateways of the mind to connect more to what's really going to be good for you and how you can embrace uncertainty and move towards things that are going to be better for you. It feels like people too, for some of you, towards people that are better for you. Potentially love interests for some, but yeah, no longer being all tied up, all bogged down by the things from the past. Really having gone into hard, decisive mode. I love that for you guys. Let's pull some fiery dragon cards here. It seems so apt under this full moon in Leo with all that fire energy coming in. Blue dragon from the Pleiades prepares you to accept source healing, accept a heart activation, give and receive heart healing. And then we've got angel of love, and she's holding a heart. So a bit of a heads up and a suggestion here that this dysregulation is likely coming from the heart space, especially if there's wounding here, past pain, people that have hurt you, disappointed you. It's really hard for us to manifest new wonderful things for ourselves if we are holding on to unforgiveness or low self-esteem issues, or we lack compassion for ourselves. And that's all held in the heart space, right? Holding on to those pains. And I feel like that's a piece of the puzzle here for you, message one. So maybe doing some heart-centered meditations, allowing yourself to say, I'm ready to release this and let this go. Like, in spite of all my fears, I allow my heart to be open. There's something to that here for me, for my group ones. So again, accept a heart activation, give and receive heart healing. Maybe some of you have the capacity to heal others, right? As it says, give and receive. But if you're open to it, some of you might benefit from some Reiki. Reiki can really help move energy, that stuck, stagnant energy, heavy emotional energy. And it feels like that's the last piece there, as I said before, for you guys. Prepares you to accept source healing. I feel like for some of you, it's going to be quite spontaneous too. Like, you're suddenly just going to feel lighter in the heart space. And for some reason, I'm connecting to when you're sleeping, which seems really strange. And obviously that's not going to be a message for everybody, but it almost feels like going to sleep, sensing that something's happening within the body, like strange sensations, and then waking up feeling completely different and lighter. And it's odd even to you. Strange, okay? But positive. It feels very positive and like a really good thing. Source Dragon attunes you to the infinite. Be still in the silence. Magic can happen. Be in the moment. And we did talk about being present, right? Self-regulation, grounded. So another opportunity for you to do things that can help you feel that way. Going outside, spending some time with bare feet on the ground. If you're in cold weather, obviously that's not going to work. Earth pulsing type of meditations, grounding, would be really good things to help you connect to higher mind, right? That source energy. Be still in the silence. Magic can happen. Be in the moment. Yeah. Magic can happen. So it's also about calming down our loud mind, right? The overthinking. We want that to be more balanced rather than all over the place. But I feel like you're on the right track with things, message one. I feel like you're making good decisions and you're going in the right direction. It's just like these little last pieces to really attune your energy higher so that you can move towards that uncertain energy where there's something really beautiful waiting for you, more expansion, more love, better connections, good things. All right. I really didn't do a very good job of moving these cards over, did I? There we go. I flow towards my goal. I am strongly protected as I go. Okay, so a little bit of piece of the puzzle there, as well as a little bit of fear. Fear of the unknown, which is absolutely normal. We're human. We're all like that. We all want guarantees and certainties, and we all know intuitively that we just can't have that. That's just not the way life works. But it's completely reasonable to have fear when you're moving towards new things and trying new things. But you're doing so good. Keep going is also, I feel, part of the message that you need to hear. I flow towards my goal. I am strongly protected as I go. And that is also a really great thing to hear, that you are safe. Nothing bad is going to happen. You're making good decisions. You're moving in the right direction, and you are strongly protected as you go. I've actually got some other cards here that I wanted to try with this reading. We're going to pull them on either side. Okay. Forgiveness. A crushed flower still gives off a sweet scent. Yes. Okay. Held in the heart space. Wounding. Forgiveness. Forgiveness to yourself. Forgiveness for others, not because of whatever they did or said or however they hurt you is okay. It's never okay. But you holding on to it kind of, if you're the one holding on to the pain and lack of forgiveness, it's sort of like they win, which is a crappy way to say, don't give your power over to them. Forgiveness is for you. It lightens your heart. It allows you to move forward and stay in your power and not be a victim to that person anymore. Hopefully that makes sense. I don't think I put that very eloquently. A crushed flower still gives off a sweet scent. Yeah. It's sort of like you can become even stronger as a result of what you've been through your pain. And especially as it connects to helping others, because you'll have an understanding when you see anybody else going through what you've had to go through. Bloom and attract more than butterflies. Nice. I love that. It's sort of like it really leans into that embracing uncertainty. Bloom, like keep going, keep growing through this situation. I feel like some of you have really been through the ringer with, especially with people. It feels like disappointment from people, their expectations of you and how you should be. There's something to that energy for me. Just not hitting, not resonating, not being okay. It never was. And finally recognizing that. For some of you, this is general. Either way, it says attract more than butterflies. So it's sort of like attract more than change for the sake of change. Attracting really beautiful things, transformative things. I love that for you guys. This feels like very overdue energy of deserving much better things. And I really feel like this reading is highlighting that is exactly what's coming to you. We just need to heal out a few more things from that heart space. Let go of anger, frustration, get into a place of self-appreciation and self-love, because it's going to open up so many doors of opportunity and connection for you guys. All right, let's just cap this off with one final card. Oh, okay, well, so that's your card. Oh, yes, you don't settle for less. You're a child of the divine and you deserve to have your dreams come true. Don't give up. Wow, I love this message for you guys, because maybe there is something to that there's so much fear, worry, and concern, right? Because of that feeling of disempowerment and not allowing yourself to be proud of all the things that you've done, the decisions you've made, because they've been hard, the things that you've accomplished. Don't settle for less because of fear or worry or because of feelings of low self-esteem. These are the things you want to work on so that you can keep moving forward, because it really does feel like you've got that rainbow energy coming in for you. You know, your ship's coming in finally, moving towards things that are much better for you, that you deserve. You are a child of the divine and you deserve to have your dreams come true. Don't give up. I love that for you guys. And it's absolutely true, message one. Keep going. Keep working on these little pieces of yourself and that heart space energy, staying centered. And it's sort of just like so much more light, much more opportunity, better people and situations all start showing up for you. Okay, I think I'm going to leave that there. I hope that you guys all have a beautiful experience under this full moon in Leo. Take care, guys. Hello, message 2. Let's see what is going to be showing up or could be showing up for you guys around the time of this full moon in Leo. Ooh, first quarter moon in Sagittarius. Believe in your good luck. Okay, so an element of trust being asked of you. Sagittarius is also fire energy. So something about passion and inspiration having been stirred or going to be stirred up for you in a really positive way, and trusting it. Trusting that it's showing up for you, that it's happening for you, and leaning into it as best as you can. I don't know why, but I keep thinking about that luck favors the bold. So I think there's something to being bold and brave under this energy for my group 2s. Okay, moon madness. If you didn't watch my intro, I did talk about how this is going to be a quite loud and dramatic moon, full moon in Leo. It could definitely bring about drama. And here's your heads up from the universe, from spirit, saying, yeah, just walk away from it. No thanks, not interested, not going to partake, because you don't want to bring down this energy, this positive good luck energy showing up for you. And when we lower our energy and get involved in the drama, we absolutely remove ourselves from all the positive luck that could have been showing up, right? It lowers our vibration. And I know that sounds so woo-woo to some people, but it really does. It brings us down. So yes, whatever you can do to avoid the drama, do just that. Walk away from it. You don't want any part of it. You don't want to be tainting or throwing water on this really good luck energy that's showing up for you. And it is fiery, so it does feel passionate, inspired, creative. Emotionally empowering too comes to my mind. Ooh, the moon's moment, synchronicity. Okay. So to me, this always means pay attention to signs happening around you. They're not coincidence. It's like the universe and the spirit are giving you a pinch and they're trying to get your attention and show you like all these little signs and synchronicities so that you can follow them. It's like breadcrumbs, which can be really frustrating, but they are leaving breadcrumbs is what I'm feeling here for you. Notice how everything is lining up and syncing up. It's happening for you because you've got luck on your side under this energy of this full moon. And remember, full moon energy starts days before the full moon and it lasts for days, sometimes weeks after the full moon. But for some reason, message 2, I really feel like the 2 days prior to this moon and the 2 days after seem important for you guys, especially as far as seeing things synchronizing for you, noticing signs, paying attention to the omens showing up for you, the little breadcrumbs that spirit and the universe is putting on you in your path. So yeah, being open, paying attention, not on high alert in a way that you feel like you're, maybe too much concentrating on what these signs could be, but kind of like when you're so present and you're so relaxed and you're so confident in this positive energy that you're feeling, that everything just starts lining up and it's so easy to notice these little breadcrumbs and subtle signs. Hopefully that made sense. Let's pull some more cards. All right. Okay, goddess of the moon. Okay, so there is a bit of an energy here of missing a beat or potentially really getting sucked into that drama because we're coming over here on the challenge side. Goddess of the moon, when it's reversed, it's suggesting not necessarily listening to your intuition, which could also lead into not trusting the synchronicities that are happening for you. Maybe framing them more as coincidences or feeling like you need more than what you're being given. This is your heads up to really trust what's coming your way, to allow your intuition to sort of lead your way forward. It can be trusted at this time. And it is under that full moon energy. So it really has something to say. It's speaking quite loudly to you. But I also think it's just, another heads up to avoid any drama, lest your intuition get drowned out by the noise of said drama. The temple path. Okay. Interesting, because it's in the reverse and it's next to this not feeling necessarily connected to your intuition or not trusting your intuition, right? And perhaps some of you have already engaged in a little bit of drama, right? Which really does affect these kinds of energies. This is suggesting that there's a better way forward for you. There's a better path. You're coming into an energy where things are being stirred up in a really positive way for you to show you how to get on your temple path, to really follow your true heart's desires. This full moon in Leo is all about that. Autonomy, freedom, following our desires, knowing what's best for us on our terms. And this is what wants to show up for you because it hasn't been there. That's what this is highlighting. There's a better way. Your intuition needs to be trusted and opened up more to get you going in the right direction, the direction that's best for you. Nice. Believe in your good luck and then you've got blossoming abundance. Yeah, all good things coming your way. And number 3 is also the number of creativity. Definitely feels like there's a connection to that. Really thinking outside the box at this time and going with that. Allowing yourself to really get dreamy and inspired by it. Don't say to yourself things like, well, that's ridiculous. That can never happen. That's a hoop dream. No, it's like spirit and the universe is saying lean into that even more because this is what's going to bring you abundance and get you back on that temple path. You're following your true life's purpose, your true north. Woman holding a heart. Okay. All right. This makes me feel like some of you have your heart space blocked up a little bit, which is really interesting because that showed up in message 1 as well. And how can you open it more? Maybe doing some heart-centered meditations, because I feel like there's this strong message here of not following your heart. Maybe you're somebody who prefers practicality, rationality, tangible things that you can see in front of you are more trustworthy to you than listening to your internal compass and following your intuition. And maybe you're just at the start of allowing yourself to do that. And I feel like Spirit's saying, unleash your heart, unblock it, follow it, listen to it. It has so much wisdom for you. It has so much to say. It really wants to guide you forward, but there's a block there. So maybe doing some heart-centered meditations, maybe speaking affirmations to yourself daily, especially when you find yourself going into disbelief or being too rational. This is not to say that we shouldn't be practical or rational in our lives. We all have to be. I mean, we have to live an earthly life. We have to be human in this human world and do all the things required of us. We have to pay our bills, things like that. But there's a big missing piece of you, an intuitive piece of you, a more spiritually connected piece of you that needs to be brought out more fully, that wants to really emerge. And it starts here. It starts with allowing your heart to open more, unblocking it, being open to synchronicity, believing that it's showing up for you, that's happening. It's not a coincidence, that all the little nudges that you've been feeling are real, true, and accurate for you. Nice. And you've got community. A positive community wants to show up for you as a result of this too, right? So becoming not only abundant, I think, financially for some of you, because I do think that's going to be a thing, but for others, finding really good and positive connections. People who you resonate with, and I think who will be supportive. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. I've got a cold. If you didn't watch my intro, I talked about how I'm probably going to have to cough and sneeze a bit through this video, but it is what it is. I feel like a supportive community on the way for you. So like an abundance in support, in like-minded people, and people who are going to encourage you to be more yourself, to lean more into your spiritual side, your intuition, and start trusting the wisdom of your heart. And it's a lot of feminine energy, which is really creative, right? Really allowing your creativity to come forth. Like say the things the ideas that you have, express them. I think that you've got an innovative personality message too. I think more than you give yourself credit for. Like you have really good ideas to make things happen, out of the box things that maybe others wouldn't normally think of. And it's time to let those ideas out, express them, say them. I'm like feeling yes, yes, yes. I also feel like there's this energy of believe in your good luck for some of you, because this is general. It's not going to resonate with all of you. But for some of you, there's some sort of job opportunity that's showing up for you. And maybe you'd second guess whether it's a good idea for you. But my feeling is that it would be. And it will connect you to really good people and a real good sense of community, like this feeling of I finally found my place, my tribe. A work environment that is well suited to my personality, where I can be more authentic and show who I really am and express my amazing, innovative, out of the box thinking and ideas. There's something to that here for my message twos. All right. I'm going to pull some more cards here. I've got my dragon cards. They're fire cards. So I thought that was pretty apt considering we're under a full moon in Leo, which is fire energy. I really like don't overshuffle these, so I'm just going to listen to that. All right. Wow, this is the same card that showed up in message 1. Blue Dragon from the Pleiades prepares you to accept source healing, accept a heart activation. It's so interesting, and I wish I had touched on it in message 1. Because Leo governs the heart, right? It's heart energy. It's connected to the heart for all of us humans. When we're under Leo's influence, it's all about our heart, right? That's the body part it's connected to, and everything is coming up heart. Even this heart card is in the same space as the other heart card was in message 1, which is really interesting. So this is saying it is absolutely time to allow your heart to be activated, to be more open, to start trusting its guidance and its wisdom. I say this all the time, but it's sort of like it's time to start, leading from the heart, following your heart, but bringing your brain with you. Right? It doesn't mean we never think, we don't use our egoic mind, which is absolutely useful at times and needed in this human world. It just means that we allow this to be the central focus. Like my heart is telling me to go this direction. I'm feeling this thing. I'm going to trust that. And now I'm going to bring my brain with me to apply how to go about doing this. trying to find a balance between that, but leading from the heart first prepares you to accept source healing, accept a heart activation, give and receive heart healing, right? So I mentioned this in message one's message that, you know, Reiki could be beneficial for some of you, but heart meditations, even just mantras that are connected to the heart, like, in spite of fears and doubts, I allow my heart to be open. I trust my heart to fully guide me to what is for my best and highest good. Simple things like that can really help when we're feeling worried or anxious or not trusting all the things that are showing up for us, that our heart's trying to get us to see and notice. Earth and water dragon, create the foundation for new growth. A fresh start is coming with new opportunities. Yes, nurture your ideas and harvest the abundance. I really don't know that I need to say anything. That's perfect. This card is perfect for what we've been talking about. This is that good luck energy, opportunistic, better people, better situations. Keep following it, keep going with it. There's synchronicities along this path. Yep, creates the foundation for new growth. A fresh start is coming with new opportunities. Nurture your ideas and harvest the abundance. Yes, I love that. And then you've got blossoming abundance. This is already very synchronized, this reading, in the way that it's flowing out for you. It's very connected. And trust that you are too. Message two. I explore my wildness and dance in pleasure. You know what? I wish I had said it, but I was thinking to myself, there's a wild child within you that you have just not allowed to be released or unleashed, and it's time to release that inner wild child, especially as it pertains to what's held in your heart that you have not allowed others to see or experience. This is just confirming that. I didn't say it, but yes, I explore my wildness and dance in pleasure. Absolutely give yourself over to this. Be silly, be creative, be childlike. Connect to your inner child's wisdom and creativity, all held in the heart space, because it's got so much to say and it's got so many beautiful things to bring you that creates this abundance and a new positive foundation with amazing people. Finding your tribe keeps coming to my mind too. Finally connecting to people who get you, who see you for who you really are, and their expectations aren't that you should be anything other than who you are. Yeah, I feel that so strongly for you guys. All right, I'm going to pull a couple more cards here. Change. As with the falling leaves, embrace change. Yep. And know that it's happening in the best possible way for you too. With all the cards that have shown up here for you, message two, this is good change. This is transformative. This is beautiful. And it's like, my ships are coming in. I'm ready. I'm going to say yes. Even though I can't be for sure how it's all going to turn out, I trust that it's happening for me, because it absolutely absolutely is. It's all synchronized. It's all being lined up. You've got good luck on your side at this time. Wallflower, look for the crack in the concrete to find your way out. Letting your heart out, being seen, trusting in your innovative ideas, your creativity. There's a fear here about being seen with that wallflower energy. Maybe you're somebody who's shy. You like to move in the shadows. I make that joke about myself too, right? I'm not seen on this camera, so I completely understand. But this is about being seen, taking a risk and allowing your true, authentic self to be seen. And I think that you prefer being in the shadows and working from there and doing things behind the scenes. But if this is showing up for you, it's because there's more for you to do in this life. You have a bigger, higher purpose, and it is going to ask you to step out of your comfort zone and be seen a little bit more, be heard a little bit more from that center, that heart space, that from your center, your true, authentic self. Look for the crack in the concrete to find your way out. Yeah, like navigating the fear of standing out more, being seen more, maybe not being somebody who really likes to be the center of attention. And you don't necessarily have to command a room or to be the center of attention or fully embrace being the center of attention. It's a matter of just saying, I've got an idea here. I've got something to say. I'm going to express it no matter what. Definitely an energy here of stepping out of your comfort zone and bringing that heart out more. Kind of like wearing it on your sleeve, but maybe you want to wear it on your sleeve, but only have the edges out to start. Like baby step your way into this energy, especially if you're somebody who's normally more shy and doesn't like to be the center of attention. I completely understand. And it makes sense too that we've got that wallflower energy coming out with exploring your wildness, right? Like being all locked up within that. Like there is this beautiful wild child that should be seen because he or she has so much to offer, but that shyness, that introversion stops that from happening. And it's time to try to unlock those little extroverted pieces of you that have been carefully tucked away. Get your power back. Okay, you have forgotten who you are. This is what we're saying. You are a child of the divine, so take back your power. Yes. Where have you given it away? I suspect it has something to do with this drama that was over here, right? Avoid drama. It almost feels like some of you need to make a decision to walk away from people who you're not resonating with. They probably bring you down. Maybe they even cause your energy to go completely sideways and askew in you. Whether you've recognized it or not, it's time to look at that and say, what is best for me, right? We've got this Leo energy where it's about following our own true heart's desires, being autonomous and seeking the freedom that we so desperately want and desire. But we can't do that if we're from a disempowered place. I really feel like when you feel disempowered, it is definitely connected to some of the company that you keep. This is not to say you throw away all the people that you care about in your life or all your friendships, but being really mindful of who you expend your energy with, who you allow into your energy field, because you are powerful. You have forgotten who you are. You are a child of the divine, so take back your power. Start here, actually, message 2. Where are you feeling disempowered? Where is the drama coming from that really messes up your energy and closes you down when spirit is urging you really, really strongly at this time to move into your power, to step into the light, to make different decisions and lean into this luck energy that's coming for you. All right. I think I'm going to leave that there. I'm wishing you guys all the most amazing and beautiful full moon experience. Take care, guys. Hello, message 3. Before I start this, I just want to apologize ahead of time. I have a cold and I've been coughing and sneezing a lot. So if that happens in the video, it is what it is. There's not much I can do about it, but I do apologize because it's going to sound loud and annoying. Let's have a look and see what type of energy is showing up for you guys. Okay, full moon in Scorpio. Breathe through the tension. Okay. This full moon does bring a lot of dramatic, loud energy, and this might be showing up for you, and it would appear that it likely is, since this is the card, the main energy that's showing up. Breathe through tension. And that makes me always think, too, not engaging with others, especially if they're bringing drama to your doorstep in some kind of way, or they're trying to stir the pot. It's sort of like stepping back and moving away from it rather than engaging, which is kind of what I've already said. And it's Scorpio energy. So this could be dealings with somebody who's got Scorpio energy, but it's that watery emotional energy. So emotional energy being stirred up as well. Something to consider as you approach this full moon, especially if you can start to see some sort of drama or emotions coming to the surface that are heavy and hard and dramatic. It's like, okay, you know what? I'm not a part of this. I'm not going to become a part of this. I'm going to take some deep breaths and just step back. Okay, dark moon, the past. Okay, so this is in the challenge position, and it's suggesting that it's something from the past that may cause these tensions to be stirred up. to make you have to take a step back from any kind of drama that's being brought your way or brought to your doorstep. For some reason, that's what I feel like. So this could have to do with close friends, family members, being very triggering for you at this time. And it has to do with things from the past. We're going to pull more cards, so we'll get better context around what that could be. But I feel like for some reason, when this video comes out, it's already going to have started to stir. You might be able to see the beginnings of this for some of you. But something from the past coming back up. Old things being dug up. And you know, the snake. Snakes are not always a bad thing because they bring about healing and shedding old skin. And there's something to that for me as well, because we need to let our past go, right? Like we only need to learn from it to understand what to do differently moving forward, or to take the lessons that the past gave us and say, okay, I got them, I understand them. Now here's how I'm going to move forward from this place, right? From with that wisdom that the past taught me. And the fact that it's being brought up, it's like to live in the past is to lose the present and the future. So I feel like that's something that I want to remind my group threes of. This is another reason to not engage in this stuff. Like, why are we talking about this again? Why are we going over these things again? That it's in the past. Like, it's time to let this go. Why are we dredging up old stuff? Just keep that in mind as you move through this energy, group three. Moonbeams, focus. Yeah. You know, where attention goes, energy flows. So focus on things that bring you joy, bring you happiness, bring you feeling connected into the light, right? Moonbeams, allowing the light to shine on you and to focus on the things that matter, that are relevant to your present and your future, not to your past. It's just one big message of breathing through the tensions and not engaging with others who would like to pull you back down into this past, into that dark energy, into old stories and narratives that just are done and they need to be put to bed to rest. Let's pull some cards with this. All right. Have the world turned upside down. Yeah, drama. Just a heads up, definitely there's some drama coming your way. Old stories, old things from the past being stirred back up. And it makes it feel like the world turns upside down. Like, are we really here again? And I feel like this is just Spirit's way of saying, it is going to show up. It is suck. Breathe through this tension and don't engage. I know I've said that enough times now, but it feels like the message is being really driven home here. That magic in the mirror, right? Where's your power in this? Finding a balance, right? That yin yang energy. Again, refusing to engage in this. Say, nope, I'm good. I'm walking away. I don't want any of this. I'm going into that light. I'm going to focus on the things that matter, and this does not matter anymore. It's done. Balance, finding a balance between that. For some reason, even though we're in fiery Leo energy, I'm attracted to the blue light over here. I almost wonder, like, for some of you, have you been doing the work, been doing some healing on yourself, working through emotional, heavy things, and then it's like only to have it all brought back up and brought to your doorstep in this strange, uncomfortable, not necessary kind of way. And you don't want to let any forward momentum that you've made on healing yourself from whatever these situations were or these people or what has transpired. You don't want to let any of these people get any of your power and drown out all this hard work that you've put in. And it feels like there's a potential for that. Angel of Strength, yeah, in the reverse, breathing through the tension. This is just highlighting how difficult this might actually be for you to not become a part of this, to not engage in this situation, to not let it bowl you over and take your focus away from all the hard work, all the healing, all the things that matter to you. You know, it's that Leo energy of really wanting freedom and autonomy and following your own compass towards your true north, to what's best for you, and just say, no, you're not going to pull me away from all of this. But it does appear that this could really throw you off your balance, right? And it's interesting because we've got the lion there, right, which is Leo. Finding your inner strength in this, digging really deep, connecting to your heart space, trusting that nothing will happen by not engaging this, that it's the best decision for you. You know, message 3, there's an element of being a bit blindsided by this situation. Like I didn't see this coming. And, you know, having that cause you to really lose your center, kind of go into the emotions of all of it, right? Which would cause you to not feel particularly strong. But remember that the biggest messages here from Spirit are to breathe through this tension. Do not engage in it. You don't need to go backwards, right? You'll lose your present and your future in doing that, and only focus on what it is you want, what matters. I know I sound like a broken record. Nice. Okay. I like where we're going. Happy family, joy coming in for your family after this hardship, after this difficult thing. And I really think that it's connected to breathing through this tension and focusing on what matters and not going into this energy. It just brings more positive energy towards you. It almost feels like things being settled once and for all for many of you. This is general, so that might not be true for all of you. But like finally getting to the other side of some hard things where it's just joyful. It's just happy. And like stable, like everything has become stabilized or will become stabilized after this heaviness. Maybe some of you are dealing with things that you can't avoid. This is, yeah, I'm definitely thinking that's true for some of you. Like this is on my doorstep. It's connected to my family. I can't really get away from it. And it is causing me to lose strength and focus and really making me feel out of balance and not in my power. But there is a way through it. There is a way. And I really feel like, message 3, you have the capacity to move through this in the best possible way. I do, even if you're not feeling like that when it shows up. I feel like you'll want to step back, do this breath, breathe. And I feel like there's this energy of epiphanies that come as a result of doing that. Right? Going into more reflective, contemplative mode instead of getting really deeply involved in this situation. Okay, so you need to really make sure that you're listening to higher mind and your intuition, because it's in the reverse, suggesting that you might be cutting yourself off from source, right? And it's under that focus energy. This doesn't mean that you will. It's a heads up that that's the potential here. And, you know, when we're feeling it out of our power, not strong, like there's hard things all around us, and, you know, I just can't take this anymore, emotionally bowled over by all of it, we definitely feel disconnected. So I'm going to recommend that you do a lot of breath work at this time, through this tension, grounding, but also connecting to higher mind. You know, like it's sort of like that Jesus take the wheel moment of, I'm going to give this to God, let go and let God. I know that Spirit has my back. The universe only wants what's best for me. And I'm going to listen and follow the guidance that it's bringing to me. I'm going to make sure that my crown is open and I'm receptive to it. But it starts with being really balanced and regulated through this situation. And I know that that's not easy when things are brought up, because I definitely think like these things are connected to home life and family. And that's tough. But you can do this. I really do believe that, message 3. There's this feeling of you're stronger than you realize, and maybe you needed to watch this so that you could realize that you are. It almost feels like, too, some of you are like, I'm so tired of being strong, which I completely understand. But I do get the sense that this is such a temporary thing. And sometimes the chaos maker has to come in to shake things up so that they can be made stronger and better moving forward for that, you know, a stronger, more solid foundation in your family life. And I think that there's something to that here for you guys. I'm feeling compelled to look at the bottom card. Okay, so it's the garden and the gate, right? So there's some element here too of stepping out of your comfort zone. And that's that focus energy, right? Where energy goes, where focus goes, energy goes. It's that kind of energy, but there's a fear of moving forward, stepping away from it, stepping outside of something. I want to say I feel like that's where some magic happens for you guys, though. Maybe that's why I was compelled to look at this card. Where might you be able to step out of your comfort zone that could bring about massive shifts and changes, especially on the home front? bring in new things, stronger ties and connections, all made better and stronger. But I also feel like stable keeps coming to my mind, more stable, more secure. There's somewhere to look outside of what you've been looking at that has some answers to that. But it does require you looking at where you would normally look, stepping out of your comfort zone. Something to keep in mind, message 3. Okay, I'm going to pull some more cards. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's a lot of cards. And this one's flipped right over. So I think because that's too many cards there, I'm going to keep this one. Thor's red, black, and gold dragon protects you in times of change, a time of rapid transition and transformation. Relax, you are safe, right? So again, it comes back to those main energies up there, right? Take a breath, focus on what matters, what's really important, stay the course in that way. Look outside your comfort zone to see what options you have, because there's definitely an energy that's supportive of everything becoming more stable and balanced within the family. And that energy of, to focus on the past is to lose the future. So it's sort of like this is happening for you, not to you. It's a bit of a chaos maker. It's uncomfortable. But ultimately, if you can do these things, stay in your strength, stay focused, stay connected to higher mind, and trust, something much better is going to show up as a result of all this hardness. Protects you in times of change, a time of rapid transition and transformation. Relax, you are safe. Yes, I think that's a really good message for you guys to hear, because I can imagine that you're like, seriously? I don't need any more difficult things to be coming in. Silver lunar dragon bathes you in divine feminine light. Come into balance and practice peace, harmony, and cooperation. Expand your casual chakra. Nice. So that's definitely lunar energy, right? And you've got moonbeams and focus up there. So there's a lot of energy that's supporting utilizing this full moon's energy for your best and highest good to breathe through these hardships. And it's like it opens you up. It really does open up that crown. It brings in the ideas. It brings in expansiveness. It shows you how to be strong in this situation and find a resolution to that happy family energy that I feel like some of you are really, really keen to make happen, because maybe it's been out of balance for too long. And it says bathe you in divine feminine light, right? And we've got the Magician in the mirror, what you're trying to balance that yin yang energy. And I was definitely more connected to that feminine energy over here. So perhaps there's something within you that's creative, that's nurturing, that's loving, that is emotionally healthy and balanced, that people need, that's inspired and passionate, that needs to be brought out more, that's currently suppressed, likely due to this situation. But it's time to open that up, because it's got something to say and it's got a way forward for you. Come into balance and practice peace, harmony, and cooperation. Expand your casual chakra. Yeah. So staying really grounded and present. I know I'm starting to sound like a broken record saying the same thing, but it's a really strong message that's showing up here for my group 3s. All right. I was just talking about being grounded. I am connected to the earth and all life around me. Yeah. I feel like maybe this is the first place to start from, going through this situation, these harder, heavier emotions, the past coming back in some kind of way to bite you in the butt and be a big irritant for you at this time, is really staying grounded and centered. Doing grounding meditations, going for a walk. If you can be in nature, do that. Sticking your hands in physical dirt. And I mean, at the wintertime, that can be difficult, but it actually has this amazing grounding effect. Surprisingly, it does. I am connected to the earth and all life around me. Yes, whatever you need to do to feel grounded, present. Little things. Look at crystals and stones that might help with that. Wearing the color red and brown, earthy, eating foods from the earth, root vegetables and things like that. It all sounds Like, how could that possibly do anything? But you'd be surprised when in combination how much it does help you to be present. And I would recommend you doing just that at this time. Potential. The littlest key can open the heaviest door. Nice. Okay. And I love that because with that protects you in times of change and rapid transitions and transformations through this hardship brings about all this potential, which is kind of what we were talking about before. And I really do feel that the littlest key can open the heaviest door. And when you're grounded and present and you're staying in focus on what really matters, you receive the answers to these things. You see the way forward. That key becomes like your aha moment. You're like, okay, I know what I need to do because I didn't lose myself to this dramatic, heavier emotional and energy that got kind of put on my doorstep. Retreat. Never underestimate the healing power of a quiet moment, right? I think doing some meditations on the day of the full moon would be a really good idea for my group 3s. Doing some full moon meditations, really connecting to it, stepping back again so that you don't lose focus and yourself and your strength and your power to this situation that's showing up for you that's harder. This is your way through it and your way forward. Never underestimate the healing power of a quiet moment. Absolutely. Retreat. Right? Because we're disengaging and we're not allowing our energy to get all tied up with the dramatics of it all and the emotions of it all. Okay, I'm going to cap this off with a final message. I feel like message 3, your overall message is one of kind of like a heads up from spirit to not let whatever this is or how it shows up for you completely rob you of yourself, your center, your power, what matters, your focus, because it's temporary. And within it is some sort of potential, some sort of transition and transformation, as crummy and crappy as that's going to feel at the time. Ultimately, if you stay in your center and power, things become stable, strong, secure. The wisdom is had. The messaging of what to do through it and from it shows up. Trust your angels. Let go of your expectations of how your dreams will come true. Trust that heaven has a perfect plan. I kind of love that for you guys, especially with protects you in times of change and transition and transformation and potential. And it's that garden and the gate energy that was on the bottom of the deck that I felt like I needed to look at, like stepping outside of your comfort zone. It might not look the way that you want it to look, this change, this transition. It's going to be a little heavy and a little hard. There may be something from the past that show up as a result of it, but ultimately it's all happening for you, not to you. It's that blessings in disguise energy. But if you can stay centered and in your power with this and connected to higher mind and be open to a new way, stepping out of your comfort zone, this is where magic's going to happen for you guys. Let go of your expectations of how your dreams will come true. Trust that heaven has a perfect plan. Yes. Okay, I love that for you guys. Okay, message 3, I'm going to leave that there. I'm wishing you all a beautiful full moon in Leo, and I really recommend that you take some time for that retreat energy on the day of the full moon and go within, do some meditations, stay centered, grounded, breathe. Okay, I really am going to leave that there. Take care, guys. Hello, message 4. So we're going to have a look at the overall energies, what may be showing up for you at the time of this full moon. I do want to quickly caveat this message with I have a cold. I've been coughing and sneezing a lot, and I apologize if that's in the video, but there's not a lot I can do about it. So we've got moon in Leo energy, which is the moon that's happening now, and it says be humble. Okay, so first quarter moon in Leo, be humble. So with this full moon in Leo, there is a strong desire propelling us forward to want autonomy and freedom. And sometimes we can lose ourselves and be less than kind when we're seeking that out. Not because we shouldn't, we still should, but we can also get a little bit prideful, right? Dig our heels in a little bit about things. And I feel like with this be humble energy, it's sort of like, keep going, keep doing what you're doing, stand in your power, but still remain open to thoughts, opinions, and ideas of others, that you maybe don't necessarily have all the information or know all the things yet. Right? It's about staying open-minded, being humble through what it is that you want. It's sort of like you don't have to fight for what it is that you want or doing or trying to create. You can remain steadfast, assertive, but not aggressive. It sort of is like that, right? Being not letting our pride get in the way of things, right? So also there could be an element of being open to help from others, especially if there is something that you're wanting to do or create or start, because they may have something to offer. But we'll see what else comes out with that. This is in the challenge position. So blood moon, courage, right? So where are you being asked rather to cultivate more courage, to be a little bit braver, to be bold, but still humble, which requires a bit of a balancing act. That's tricky. But where could you be using more of this in your life? For some of you, I almost get this feeling like it's all aspects of my life. I'm needing to be more brave and courageous. And I want to be that, but it's difficult to be that and stay humble in an inner center and open, right? It's sort of like a this or a that. And this energy goes really well also with this Leo energy, right? You've got the courageous, brave lion backing this up as a symbol of Leo energy, leaning into that, but not losing yourself and your openness to others in the process of this. That's tricky. Nice. Follow the moon. Watch for signs. Okay, so being very perceptive and open to the signs that spirit and the universe is going to be dropping along your pathway. And I feel like that's especially true within the couple of days leading up to the full moon and for a couple of days afterwards. So allowing that perception to be open, making sure that you're not discounting or dismissing things that show up for you and overthinking and second guessing them. It's interesting because for some of you, general read, but for some of you, I feel like there's going to be some signs that are trying to push you towards something that's going to require some bravery and courage to do it. There's a little fear there. And you might want to be like, I don't want to believe that. I don't want to believe that. That scares me. I don't want to do it. But I feel like the messaging is that you should. That won't be true for all of you, but I definitely think that's a thing for some of you. Really being pushed and tipped out of your comfort zone. Right. And this is where you could also dig your heels in and kind of lose that sense of humbleness because you're like, no, I'm not going to do that. That's not going to work. But it's really fear that's behind it. So be mindful of that because you've got signs that want to show up for you that show you the way. You're being asked to step into your power and your courage, but keep your center and your heart open within it in humbleness and being careful of pridefulness, which is absolutely an energy that can show up for all of us with this Lion's Leo full moon energy connected to the lion. All right, let's look at some more cards. I thought that card was going to fly out, but it didn't. Right here on my cards. There we go. All right. Financial constraints. Okay. So there may be a bit of some of you that are kind of looking at maybe taking some financial risks, but there's been constraints. And so there's fear around that. And you may need to be a little bit braver. This is not me telling you that you should go and spend money and take huge risks, but there may be an element of that here, right? Like kind of like no risk, no reward kind of energy showing up here. Where could you dip your toe into a pool of discomfort and a smaller element of risk, like calculated risks, not crazy detrimental ones, to help propel your situation forward? Especially if you've been getting signs that you should do something like invest or make a connection to another group or person that might help your situation financially. It's energy like that. Oh my gosh. The heart chakra energy showed up for every reading so far. And so Leo energy governs the heart. So that I just find that really interesting. Listening to your heart, like allowing your heart to remain open, right? Because I keep going back to that be humble energy. So there's like this feeling I keep getting from my message for is about digging your heels in on something, right? Really feeling certain and sure about particular things. But again, I feel like there's a element of fear behind it, less so than the pride part. But by opening up your heart and taking some calculated risks, cultivating courage and doing something a little bit differently than the way that you've always done it or been doing it, brings about great reward for me here, for my group fours. But making sure that you take some time to clear out your heart space, do a heart-centered meditation, do a full moon and Leo meditation, affirmations that are connected to your heart so that you can listen to its wisdom and stay open. Because you're definitely going to be receiving signs from the universe, like little breadcrumbs. And they're saying this way, go this way, try this. This is the person we've just put in your path. The idea, the thing that you were already thinking about. And now here it is confirming that, yep, this is true. This is the way to go. It's like that. Ooh, door to romance, another heart energy. So we've got a lot of things going on here for group 4. Door to romance being opened up for you, being humble under that, right? That's a main energy connected to that, be humble. So I think it's maybe, again, it's not being boastful, not being prideful, not allowing what we think things should look like, be, how they should be done, how they should be said, to get in the way of new connections or love or romance. You know what's interesting? I think for some of you, these financial constraints and door to romance are very much tied together. Maybe there's been, for some of you, an experience of romantic partnerships and relationships experiencing difficulty and hardship because there's been financial problems in the relationship for the family. And it absolutely brings tension and disharmony. And you are coming into a time where this can be resolved and figured out in a really positive way for all involved. But it requires, again, not digging your heels in on something, being open, leaving that heart space open for this healing to happen around it, so you can take the courage that you need to choose a new way forward, a new way through it. Because you're going to be given signs of how to do this. Okay. All tied up. Love that. That's coming out in the reverse. So no longer feeling restricted or constrained financially, and the opportunity to no longer feel that way emotionally for some of you. I feel like this healing around a relationship wants to happen. And it's definitely tied and connected to financial problems within the union, the connection, the relationship. But this can be resolved. But there's an openness needed, bravery needed. And it is hard to open our hearts back up, especially if they've been hurt by somebody or a situation. Emotionally finding our balance again, that's a really difficult thing, but I definitely think that's a strong element here for my group 4s. Indecision. Okay. Interesting, right? Indecision, coming out with watch for signs, not being able to make decisions. It's like Spirit's like, I can see you struggling with decisiveness. We're going to show up for you. We're going to show you the way forward. We're going to send you signs, but you must be open to them. And that's something I keep wanting to say over and over. I think when we're stuck in our heads or in worry or fear, especially if we're experiencing romantic disharmony or financial constraints, we often can't be feeling clear or very connected to our heart. But this is what you're being asked to do at this time, because answers are forthcoming for you. This indecision can be turned upside down and made better for you, so you feel very sure of what it is that you need to do and have the right mindset and the bravery and the courage to do it. Because this is door to romance is open, right? This is something I should have said. It's very much open. There is a healing that can happen here. There's love, a love relationship that can be made much stronger and better at this time. And it's like, walk through it. This opportunity is here for you. Things are about to get lighter and healed and stronger in all kinds of ways. And I just really feel like this is connected. I'm noticing the number 13 and 33, lots of 3s too. So pay attention to anything you might be thinking about, especially if you're seeing the 3s, like 333. I feel like creative solutions are connected to 333 and creativity in general. Also, it's connected to that bravery and courage and your emotional center, so your sacral chakra. Okay. I just want to say I was turning this, I grabbed the deck rather to put it away and pull some more cards, and I just happened to notice on the bottom it says happy family. I really think you're coming out of hardship, message 4, where the family dynamic has been difficult, where the connection has been hard and heavy and it is connected to financial problems and constraints. There are solutions that are outside of the box. Be open to them. Watch for signs so that you can help yourself to make this decision bravely. And everything's going to start to come into balance again. This energy, happy family, structured, safe, feeling secure, stability brought back in. You know, I'm just going to say this because I keep thinking of an unexpected idea, an unexpected way forward that does have an element of risk. Just be open to that message for if something like that shows up for you, and then give yourself over to investigating it. This doesn't mean diving in, head first without having any information, but really investigate, because there's something positive in that for me here for many of my message for choosers. Golden orange dragon, expand your light for ascension. Be a peaceful warrior. Help those in need. Remember your magnificence. That be humble energy, right? And when we're frustrated, when we're in worry and financial constraint and it's affecting our relationships, it's hard for us to be a peaceful warrior and to help others, right? But I feel like there's something very expansive for you in doing that. It opens you up to said ideas, solutions, decisions. Expand your light for ascension. Be a peaceful warrior. Help those in need, and remember your magnificence. Yes. And that golden orange energy is very connected to the sacral. There's something to the sacral center and energy that I think is needed here as well. Because it is the center of emotional health and well-being and balance, creativity, love, sexuality, romance. Maybe a clearing around that would be a really good idea for my message for choosers, as well as the heart space. And, I'm also noticing all that paper around there. I feel like if you do get these intuitive hints or notice some signs showing up for you, write them down, because I feel like if you go back and look at them a little later, you'll see the connections and the synchronicities within them. Almost like this epiphany. Like, oh my gosh, I see it. I know what to do. Look, you've got this color again. Golden solar dragon helps you stand in your masculine power with wisdom. So this balance between yin and yang. Let your DNA be reprogrammed and light codes activated. Become an inspired leader. And that goes really well with the courage element, right? So we've got this expand your light and being magnificent and being helpful, peaceful, and connected to those who need you, which is that nurturing, sacral, feminine energy. And now we've got a masculine energy. So we're needing some balance within those two centers, in your solar plexus and in your sacral. Helps you stand in your masculine power with wisdom. Let your DNA be reprogrammed and light codes activated. Become an inspired leader. Yep. And you have the capacity to do this message for us. It wouldn't be showing up for you, but there is definitely an imbalance within you. I'm going to say, I feel like maybe an alignment meditation, affirmations that solidify that you are aligned, that you are brave, that you are standing in your power, that you are grounded, that you're creative, all those kinds of beautiful things would be beneficial to you. So you don't necessarily have to stop and pause to do an alignment meditation, though I do think that'd be a really good idea for you guys. You can simply say them to you as you're going about your day. Say them to yourself, rather. Because there is something on the side of this energy of courage, this calculated risk-taking, and you're going to be shown the way, and you're going to want to see yourself really open to it, trusting it, leaning into it at the very least, and gleaning some information from it. Because remember, we had that happy family energy on the bottom. Like, I feel like that's the result here for my group 4s. Okay. My words and actions are of beauty, compassion, and love. Okay, and then we've got the be humble there. So this is a strong message for my group fours. Don't shoot the messenger. It's about relaxing our energy and leading with love, as that has showed up here a lot in the dragon cards, like being an inspired leader, being helpful, being a peaceful warrior. I suspect that some of you, that energy of anger and frustration has really taken hold. And when that happens, we can have a sharp, biting tongue, right? Because of our circumstances. It is feeling out of control, and we feel like we need to be the one trying to fix it and make it better. But we can lose ourselves, right, to these situations. So my words and actions are of beauty, compassion, and love. Finding your way back to this just expands the energy of solutions, courage, a new way forward, a healthier, stable relationship, and financial life. We often don't think that. We think we have to go into fight mode. And the concern around the full moon in Leo is that it can bring that energy to the surface in a very big way. So I think that's why you've received this be humble energy, because the energy is going to be supportive of you kind of losing yourself to that fiery, dramatic side of yourself that's dealing with hard things, rather than leaning into Leo's heart energy of passion and compassion. And this is where the action and the courage and the new way forward shows up. Hopefully that made some sense. Adapt. You will get yourself where you want to be. Yeah. It's that energy of openness too, right? Like with the be humble energy, when we're open, we are humble, because we're willing to say that I might not have all the answers or the solutions, or the way that I've thought that this should be done might be different than what I thought. And I'm open to it, because something is really going to show up for you guys. Something where there's going to be expansion and a new way forward, and it's going to bring in a lot of good things. Adapt. You will get yourself where you want to be. Excuse me. Sorry about that, guys. This stupid cold. Ooh. Wow. Okay. I love this. This is like such a good confirmation of what I've been saying about calculated risks and risks. It says dare. Take a risk and fly. Take a risk and fly. Dare. Yep. Dare to do it differently. And you're going to be guided with what that looks like. There will be signs that will help you feel more confident and brave to do to take these risks, right? You're going to be shown. You're going to be offered confirmation around this so that you can make a good decision and move forward and see really good expansion in your relationships, in your financial life, all tied together in the best possible way. Dare to take a risk and fly. Yep. Something that you haven't seen, something out of the box, something that you haven't necessarily considered or have considered, but maybe have been too fearful to move towards it. Just take a baby step in that direction. At the very least, okay, well, let me at least look at this. Let me research it. Let me get some more information around it. That's step one. Feels like it's going to be a really good idea for you guys. Get your power back. This should have one of the other readings. Have you forgotten who you are? You are a child of the divine, so take back your power. And that also goes so well with the courage being in the challenge position, the courage to take a risk, to do it differently, to look outside yourself, outside of how you thought maybe something should look or be, or what you should do, and be brave enough to go in that direction. Because all I can say is I have this very strong feeling that it brings about a really powerful shift in your feeling of connection and your life's foundation, home life, financial life, all becoming more secure and balanced as a result of this risk. You have forgotten who you are. You are a child of the divine, so take back your power. Get your power back. Yes, the power to be brave and courageous and go and forge a new way, a new path, and being open to this risk-taking energy is the biggest message here, I think, for my group fours. You've got this. You can do this. And I feel like there's an element of wanting to push this through because you've been in hardship for so long. So kind of following the straight and narrow seems more logical and practical to you. But I really feel like the message is there's something better. Signs are going to be forthcoming. Pay attention. You'll be able to decide and move towards something better with some courage. Okay, I'm not going to keep banging on over the same thing over again because I think I've already been doing that, and I apologize. I hope that you guys all have a beautiful full moon in Leo. Take care, guys.